Goals galore in the Copa America over in Group B as Venezuela and Ecuador duked it out to a point. But who was the better team? We'll take a little look. Once again, in the match review, looking back at, of course, the Group B encounter in the Copa America between Venezuela and Ecuador, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, boys? Smash your subscribe button, get your bang out today with all things Copa America related, Blackburn Rovers related. Whoa, football league, we're going to know here. Under one Rooskies, that's right. Valuable points for both sides in this one. Of course, there's a try to get closer to the quarterfinals, or at the qualifying stage anyway, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, of course, smash your subscribe, check out the links, and here we go, boys and girls. Take a look back at that game. Yes, it was a 2-2 thriller down in Wazoo, that's right, over in the Copa America, with Venezuela getting a last-minute.com equaliser in stoppage time to not only share a point, but of course get themselves moving in the right direction. Remember, 5 teams in each group, 4 of them will qualify to the knockout stages, and it is the quarterfinals. I just wanted to reiterate that. But anyway, Eitan Perez Prasado getting the goal scoring underway for Ecuador. Not the cleanest of goals, I give you that. Bundled over the line. I think there was a slight double check on that one, but they did actually count in the end to give Ecuador the lead before Edison Castillo levelled for Venezuela to make it 1-1 with a late goal for Ecuador, 71st minute, Gonzalo Plata to make it 2-1. Breakaway goal, excellent goal, excellent counter-attacking goal anyway. It was a little bit scrappy towards the back end of it, but they all count in the end. And then Ronald Hernandez on the 91st minute to give bloody Venezuela a share of the spoils, that's right, and of course point to the bag. Possession-wise, 69% in possession going in favour of Ecuador, 31% going in favour of Venezuela, that's right. Ecuador had double the amount of passes, 551 compared to the 250 of Venezuela. So as you can see, one-sided, you would say, for the most part. Maybe Venezuela a little bit lucky to get away with a point. As for the pass accuracy, 87% going in favour for Ecuador, with of course 64% going in favour of the lastminute.com equalisers. So yeah, pretty savvy in the end. As you can see at the bottom there, I'm just trying to have a look at some other stats here. The woodwork was hit by Ecuador as well. They could have salvaged another goal, a third, which would have been a cherry on top, and of course probably would have taken all 3 points, but ultimately they didn't. They couldn't. But yeah, not a bad point from Venezuela. Keeps them moving in the right direction. It's the second of the tournament, and of course Ecuador have got their first after 2 games. Still got two games left, and of course to try and get themselves up and at them. It is quite surprisingly tight when you look at the other result today, which of course is in another review. We'll elaborate on that later, so make sure you check that bad boy out. But 2-2 at the end, a strong point for Venezuela. Ecuador will be kicking themselves a little bit. Let's take a look at the situation with the old shot grid here. The light blue is Venezuela, and of course the dark blue here is Ecuador, of course peppering them a little bit. Did I give you the amount of shots they had? 19 shots for Ecuador, 7 on target, 7 off target. As for Venezuela, 9 shots, 3 on target, 3 off target, and 3 were saved in one way or another, whether it's the defence, whether it is the goalkeeper. But yeah, it looks like Ecuador were on top on this one. Take a look at the heat map here. Of course, Venezuela's defenders, very, very active. Goalkeeper, very, very busy. And of course, the right back seemed to be the area, the hot spot for Venezuela, with or without the ball. And of course, not really going down the left-hand side, and again, not really peppering the attacking zones here. So, yeah, again, Venezuela got what they wanted. They got their second point, and of course, just 1 defeat so far in the campaign, so it's not too shabby for them. As for Ecuador, though, probably opportunity missed, you would say, dominating in midfield in this attack, in this middle third. And again, opting for, I'm thinking it's their left-hand side here, coming down that left-hand side. And again, the keeper's very, very busy, but a lot of grass covered by Ecuador, and of course, going away with just the 1 point. Take a look at the old touch map here. Again, keeper very, very active, and again you can see down the sort of the high amount of touches when compared to the left down this right hand side here for the left, the fullbacks, and of course Ecuador much more touches, considerably much again coming down their left. As well. So this was the pocket. This was the, if you were watching this in the stands, this is where you wanted to be, right here. You'd see a lot of the action going forward. Taking a look at the starting lineups then, shall we? We're going to start with Venezuela. That's right. Walker Farines between the sticks. Jose Manuel Valaquez, Luis del Pigo Mago, Adrian Martinez, Johan Kuma, Alexander Gonzalez, Junior Moreno, Edison Castillo, who I believe was the man of the match, Christian Garces Jr., Jose Andre Martinez, and Fernando Agastesta up top. A total value of £12 million, an average age of 26.3. Up against Ecuador's lineup, valued around about £40 million, average of 25.8, with Pedro Ortiz between the sticks, Piero Hicapi, Roberto Arboda, Peves Esteban, Angelo Prasada making it the back four there. Jackson Mendez, Moses Casado, the young gun from, of course, Brighton, Eitan Prasado, Angamina, Leonardo Campana, and Ena Valencia up top, as of course they try to take home more 3 points. And a quick look at the sub action here, not many for Venezuela. We did see Ronald Hernandez, of course, coming on for that winner. Bernardo Manzano, Richard Chelis, Sergio Cordova, and Juan Tardado. Of course, they used a quite considerable amount of subs, 5 there, to get themselves our point. As for Ecuador, they're coming at you with, of course, Franco Noba, Fidel Martinez, Gonzalo Plata coming on as well, and he also scored as well. Take a look at the older match ratings then, shall you? I did say Edison Castillo got the man of the match, 9.3. Absolutely tremendous performance from him in midfield. Bossed it for Venezuela. As for Ecuador, again, they come in there with the bigger reputation, bigger value, bigger pride, bigger bigger expectations, you would say, but also not getting themselves off to a flyer. Elton Prasado was the man of the match for their side, but of course, shadows in comparison to Edison Castillo. As for the bottom of there, you can see a timeline of events. Of course, the first goal for Ecuador was towards the back end of the first half. Then it was goals galore in the second, and all the subs, and of course predominantly a lot of yellow cards. The situation over in the group then, shall we? Of course, Brazil still top of the pops, 6 points out of 6, and I think they've already qualified already for the knockout stages. Colombia did suffer a bit of a defeat in their penultimate game. We'll talk about that in another review. Peru up and running, of course, but Venezuela get the second point in the bag, and of course Ecuador so far just the 1 point, but they've only played one game. Played one game less than the likes of Venezuela and the likes of Colombia, and of course we'll look forward to the next match, which will be up against Peru in a couple of days' time, boys, because there's no rest for the wicked. And speaking of the next game, Colombia will take on Brazil, which would mean Venezuela will have the day off. That's right, boys and girls. But so far, so good for Brazil. They're on, of course, they're on their move, and of course Peru bounced back. That's right, they're back in the thick of things, and of course can consider themselves right back in the mix. Of course, finalists last round, unlucky losers, you would say. Can they go the distance again and get into the knockout stages? We'll have to be a bit patient and wait and see. But that's it, my friends. Be sure to give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, of course, Patreon. Consistent coverage, consistent coverage. There we go. That's the word of the Copa America on the channel. So make sure you smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out the links down below. It's going to start heating up, boys and girls, when we get to the quarterfinals. Who will go the distance? Is it Brazil's? Is it Argentina's? Or is it going to be another name on the trophy? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I'll see you soon for the next one. But until then, I'm out.